Hello everyone, this is Emerald Lupin and I'm back with examining and also kind of rewriting the Naruto timeline, covering sections 13 through 24 this time. Section number 13, the month SWW1 started in. I did not pick that month totally at random. Originally, I had wanted SWW1 to start in the midpoint of the year to mirror the real World War I. However, due to circumstances I will get into later, I needed to end the war in early 18KY, so I had to push the start back a bit. Sadly, this doesn't give Tobirama too much peacetime while Hokage, but it seemed the best compromise. Section number 14, Reasons SWW1 Began. This was something I picked up on a Naruto discussion video. It is definitely not the only reason, but I can easily see it being a factor. One of the explanations cited for why Gengetsu and Mu must have killed each other during SWW1 is how far apart they are. If, say, the Kazekage and Hokage killed each other in battle, a world war wouldn't have to be involved. But if those two were fighting, or even marching armies to meet in battle, they couldn't do that without crossing people's territory and stirring up a whole lot of anger in the process. Section number 15. The first Raikage's death. The first Raikage is a much younger looking man than most of his peers at the summit, with the exception of Hashirama. Therefore, an age-related death was less likely, and I assigned his cause of death to the war itself. Also, by having him die in the first year of the war, it allows the second Raikage to do something more than walk to a peace treaty and kick the bucket. What that something is, I don't know, but at least it provides room for lore to be written around the character and his tenure with the hat, little as it would be. Section number 16. The Konoha Kumo peace treaty moved. I moved it to the second year of the war so the war can go on for a bit and, again, give Tobirama and A II more time. Section number 17. The Kinkaku Force. Tobirama was stated as having been killed by the Kinkaku Force, a special unit of the Hidden Cloud. Given the name, they were probably led by the Gold and Silver brothers. This means the entire unit went rogue, and they promptly killed Tobirama on his way back from the botched peace treaty. If time had gone by, the Hidden Cloud would have gotten itself together and sent ninja to kill the Kinkaku Force, since they, staged a coup and probably/definitely killed the second Raikage. Tobirama's injuries also help explain his own death. He was no Hashirama, but he was still pretty tough. Section number 18. Ending SWW1 in 18KY. Ending it in this year has several advantages. The gap between the first and second war still needs to be kept in mind. So, while as a writer, I would not have minded this destructive war to go on for more than 2 years or so, this is the best compromise between keeping the story's schedule and ideas and giving events time to breathe. Ending the war this year also works for Sarutobi because of the fact that he got a Genin team this year. And it seems more reasonable that a Hokage, even a new one, would be more likely to personally train a group of Genin in peacetime rather than during a world war. Section number 19. The age and birth year of the third Mizukage. Basically nothing is known about the third Mizukage. We only ever see him once in flashback. While I was working on the timeline, I decided to take a stab at his age on a complete whim, and decided he could have been 21 at the time of the summit, and calculated his birth year accordingly. This decision is arbitrary, and you can take your own guess about his age in your own writing. Section number 20. Which A is A? No real correction here, and not much to comment. Sealentau simply forgot to specify which A he was talking about in his timeline, so I added it in. Section number 21. Dan's little sister / Shizune's mother. This is total fanon, but not pulled completely out of thin air. Dan says he used to pick up his little sister from the academy, which implies a somewhat significant age gap between them. She's also the only family Dan ever mentions besides Shizune, and Shizune is also his niece, so presumably Dan's little sister was Shizune's mother. Based on other calculations further in the timeline about when she died, I needed to make sure she was old enough to have had kids, so this is why her birth year is listed here. Section number 22, Mikoto Uchiha's ID. Nothing much to say here. I was just adding Mikoto's ID to the timeline since it is otherwise not listed. Not that it really needs to be here, but I wanted it written down while I was working with it. Section number 23, Nawaki's birth year. Looking at the scene with Tsunade and her brother, there seems to be a significant age gap between them. Nawaki was supposed to be 12 when he died, so I decided that a 12-year age gap seemed reasonable. Plus, it also roughly matched up with another data point that will be discussed in the next section. Section number 24, Nawaki and Mikoto entering the academy and graduating. The way ninja registration numbers work is that close or sequential numbers means ninja were in the same graduating class or graduated around the same time. Nawaki and Mikoto's IDs only differ by 2. This means either they were in the exact same graduating class, or at minimum, that Nawaki was in the very next graduating class, with Mikoto being one of the last getting registered for her year, and Nawaki one of the first for his. It would also suggest that they entered the academy around the same time. What exact age they graduate is sort of arbitrary on my part. Sort of. I have to fit them into the larger events. But this is the context canon has given us, and which serves as our guide on where to place these events and what year Nawaki must have been born, which in turn factors into how young Hashirama was when he had kids. Originally, I had the 2 of them in the same year, but post-ID overhaul, see section number 80 and or part 3 of this world building series, which has not been made into audio form yet, I decided that it would be better for them to be in adjacent years. This serves the narrative by allowing Nawaki to graduate in 36 KY, which, in concordance with the ideas in the next section, adds another layer to the tragedy of his life and death. If he'd graduated earlier than that, as I originally had it, it would suggest he'd failed the tuning exams a few times before he died, which, while possible, does not serve the tragedy nearly as well. And that's the end of this video. A short one, but I prefer to cover these things in bunches of 12. It's large, but it's also potentially not too big, so the video is really long. So, well, take this short video. And I'll see you guys next time with the next section of this timeline analysis. Remember, if you like this video and you like this series, remember to give this video a like, a comment, or consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, or share this on social media. Every bit really does help, and it'll help these things get noticed by more people. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.